Hello and welcome, not to XCOM 2 or The Chosen, but instead Cold Waters. A game in which, instead of being the commander of a small task force, you are instead the commander aboard a US submarine, facing in various theatres ranging from the 1960s to even the 2000s. And well, it's quite interesting, ridiculously hard and quite realistic. Anyway, I think we'll jump straight into it. As you can see, I'm going for the 1980 campaign, and we're going to go ahead and pick a decent submarine to start us off. The Los Angeles class. And yes, I know my character's name is a bit interesting. Anyway, so what's happening? Well, it's the 1980s, Reagan's in power, as well as either Gorbachev or Brezhnev, one or the other. Yeah, Brezhnev. Let's see. Ooh. Well, this doesn't look like things are going well. Reagan's pushing the Soviets shoot down an airliner. Well, I think this means that only war can break out at this rate. Yeah. How bad could that be? I mean, can you imagine being called into a war out of the blue? Actually having to do that thing which people train for ages? Oh. Oh. Well, this isn't good. Soviets attack. Ah, you're... Okay, so we have a small, teeny tiny issue of the Soviets actually declaring war. It's not ideal, but apparently it's what we're dealing with. So, we're currently docked at Holy Lock. We've got a mission to go ahead and take out some tankers and submarine tenders, and sink any submarines if possible. Okay, that seems fairly doable, no issues there. Alright, I say we go ahead and cast off, anchors away, and well, go ahead and give the Russians a good what for, eh? Just currently checking the weapon loadout is perfectly fine, because, well, if there's one thing I like to make sure is that I can actually sink everything that I can't get away from, and anything that I can get away from can't get to me. Anyway. So here's currently the tactical map. As you can see, we've got the basically whole of Northern Europe, ranging all the way from Archangel, sort of Murmansk, all the way over in the far east, and of course the UK in the far west. Yeah, just jumping forwards a bit too once I finally encounter the enemy patrol. Oh dear. And I'm currently going 20 knots. Now, in Cold Waters, like I said, it's very realistic, which means there's a few things that you come to appreciate. Number one is sound. Because of course you're in a submarine deep underwater, you need to make sure that your ship is absolutely silent. Any noise, whether it be reloading a torpedo, firing a torpedo, going a bit too fast and causing your propellers to cavitate, you basically light up like a Christmas tree. It can be basically heard from miles away.
Con sonar, new contact bearing 004, designated Sierra 1.
Okay, so we got an enemy sonar contact. As you can see here, I'm slowly turning off to the right. I'm not doing this to get away, I'm actually doing this to go ahead and unfill our towed sonar array, which you can only really do at low speed. That of course gives us a better idea of anything that might be out there, so it gives us better sonar. Not to mention having to go this slow means that we're harder to detect as it is. So, trying to identify what it is.
Sierra 1 is classified as submerged submarine.
Okay, so I believe it's that kind of submarine. So I'm gonna get ready to either fire, which is probably going to be the only option, because it looks like stupid old me forgot to go ahead and load a decoy into one of the torpedo tubes, and well, get ready for any possible return fire. And of course, make sure that there's nothing else out there that might, you know, catch me with my pants down. I'm currently having to have a bit of a look over the sea, see if I can see any sort of, well, aircraft, because Tu-95 bears some rather scary old machines. Oh, they are horrible. So because they can track you like nobody's business, they come with depth charges, missiles, hell, even torpedoes that they can go ahead and drop into the water, which has nearly killed me several times in the past. Seriously, they are horrifically scary. I'm taking my time with this. I don't want to go ahead and fire unless I am absolutely certain that that is our target. Okay. Right, so we fired up our first torpedo. Go ahead and setting it so that once it finally activates, we'll go ahead and start actively searching for the enemy submarine. Another reason why you want to take your time, especially when you're firing at enemy submarines like this, is you see how the bottom left you've got the little map screen, you've got the one that says SOL, that's your target solution. That's how close your sonar is to completely identifying what it is you're attacking. Oh. Okay, and they are returning fire. So we've got enemy fish in the water. We are currently going slow, very deliberately, trying to make sure that we're not too obvious a target when that enemy torpedo finally comes into range.
Con sonar, new contact bearing.
Oh.
008, designated Sierra 2.
Okay, we've got another target in the water, so we're going to fire off a couple of extra torpedoes to go ahead and cover all our bases, because I do not want to get caught. Setting all of them to make sure they go to actively search on their sonar versus passive searching. I'll explain more of that later. Maybe even disconnect one of the wires so we can go ahead and reload a different type of torpedo, probably a Moss, which is well, it's essentially a big noisy thing that imitates a submarine. We fire off this torpedo, it goes off in whichever direction you choose for it to go off in, makes a lot of noise, and it sounds like it's a submarine, so of course you're trying to hide there. The enemy thinks, ooh, submarine's over there, they'll go ahead and target their missiles ready for it, or torpedoes, or whatever it is that you're fighting at the time.
Con maneuvering, making turns for 1.
And of course, they're all going to miss because they'll be miles away from where you actually are.
Passing 300 feet. Con, fire control, we've lost the wire.
Okay, we've lost one of the wires. That's because we're turning too steeply.
Make turns for.
Okay, after time's passed a bit, thinking about reloading a couple of extra torpedoes, and it looks like some of our guys actually got a sonar contact. This one's been tracking this enemy submarine, the first one, for a while. I think we might actually get it. Sounding close. Oh, he's locked on. You can hear how it's going down, down, down. And he has hit the enemy submarine. I do not want to be him. Alright, so that's one enemy submarine down. We've still got the other enemy torpedo in the water. And for all we know, there is at least another submarine. So right now you can see that I'm currently trying to make turns to avoid that enemy torpedo at all costs. I'm still staying at a silent speed of nearly 5 knots. Also keeping an eye out for any sign of the other submarine. We know there was another one. Don't know where he's gone. We don't know what he's doing. For all I know, he could be running away, or he could in fact be ready to go ahead and launch yet another torpedo on me. And very carefully keeping an eye on that enemy torpedo. It is pretty close to us, but it doesn't look like it's got a target lock. It doesn't sound like it's got a target lock either.
Passing 100 feet.
You go ahead and level off here. Another thing that you generally want to do, especially in sort of situations like this, is make sure that you vary your depth, well, maybe your speed if that's possible, your depth and your course. As long as you're always keeping those two things changed, it'll make it very hard for an enemy target solution from anything other than a missile to, well, have a good chance of hitting you, especially when it's from long range. As you can see, we've managed to basically completely evade that first torpedo. I'm not sure as to whether the other Soviets can still battle. I've got them on radar though, good. Let's see, got 56%. Let me check and see if I can go ahead and identify what kind of a ship it is by its sonar signature.
Con, fire control, weapon acquired.
Oh, we may not even have to. Looks like we've already got a target lock. In fact, we've got 2 torpedoes target locked onto him. Well, he's going to have a bad time in a minute. Let's see if we can jump to the other torpedo. Here he is. Let's see how this goes. Don't think he's even... Yes! We've got him! Okay, that is both enemy submarines down. I do believe there are no more targets in the water. Just going to go ahead and continue to evade that other torpedo, and I think we can get right out of here. Judging by what those two were, I believe those two are actually diesel boats, which are annoyingly hard to deal with. They don't often have much range, but compared to a standard nuclear submarine, they can be absolutely silent. See, I'm checking here actually, see if I can try and leave the combat zone. Yeah.
Sierra 2 is classified as submerged submarine.
Yeah, diesel boats are incredibly quiet. They make them really hard to hunt. And if anything, we got pretty lucky managing to go ahead and take them out in this offensive this class, because 1, we're huge, they're tiny, and 2, we're very loud and they are very quiet. So we definitely got lucky there. There's always something just a little bit off-putting about hearing those way sonar signatures in the back. And the other torpedo we sent locked onto him, so for extra insult to injury. Yeah, I do not like hearing that extra just ping in the background. As you can tell, there's another torpedo that could possibly hit you. I mean, we're pretty certain that one's not going to hit us now. Oh, we could probably go to full speed if we wanted, but I saved that for a bit later, just to go ahead and definitely get away from it. I do believe we're safe now, and we are safe, leaving combat. Time to go ahead and see if we can go ahead and hunt down those tankers and submarine tenders. So we're going over the mission area, Murmansk, Gromika, and Arkhangelsk, and ooh! Did you see that? It looks like we may have a target. I can't remember if it was coming out Arkhangelsk or Murmansk, so it might be one of them, but let's go ahead and see what we've got. As you saw on the screen, it was actually a surface ship.
New contact bearing 252, designated Sierra 1.
Okay, we're currently doing
5 knots.
10 knots, you don't want to do that. You want to go ahead and make sure the going is silent.
Make depth 4, 5, 8. Bring ship for
Go ahead and bring the ship up to periscope depth to see what we can pick up.
Designated Sierra 2. Con sonar new contact bearing 2.
So we've already got three contacts on screen already.
Con sonar new contact bearing.
And 4 contacts. There is a whole lot of them out there. It's like we've stepped upon a flotilla or something.
Con sonar new contact bearing 285. Designated Sierra 5.
Okay, so we've hit the mother load. Now it's just a matter of sinking them without getting sunk. Let's see. We're almost at periscope depth, and once we're at that, we can deploy our own radar, our ESM mass, and our periscope to make sure that there's anything that we can straight away spot and go ahead and start taking out. Also, as you can see, I've learned from my previous mistakes, and I've loaded a Moss.
Upscope.
Alright. Putting up the periscope. Checking the bearings which the enemy ship should be at. No luck.
Con sonar,
But
Master 3 is
after the
classified
ESM
as
and
escort.
radar is deployed, what do you know? We suddenly
Con,
know where
fire
everything
control,
is.
unable to fire.
What do you mean unready? Ah, right. Okay, so we need to wait for our stuff to reload before we can go ahead and start launching.
Shoot 2-1,
What
aye sir.
we can do in the meantime
Shoot 2-2,
is go ahead and send off
aye
a couple
sir.
of torpedoes in their direction. So if you look on the little mini screen, you can see a yellow torpedo indicator coming away from our Los Angeles heading north. That's actually a Moss that we fired earlier to help distract the enemy and make them think that we're somewhere we're not.
Unable to fire.
Yes, we know, but we really... Oh.
Shoot 2-3, aye sir.
Okay, they've got a Tu-95 and I just launched a missile.
Forward radar mast.
Something tells me they might have seen that. Either way, one of the missiles is in the air and heading towards the enemy ships. In the meantime, we're going to go ahead and load up the other missile and go ahead and start getting ready to pummel this flotilla. Make them wish they never sailed out. I do love missiles, they are ridiculously fast in this game. Then again, what do you expect of missiles? Of course they're ridiculously fast. Okay, which one have I got this one? I think I've got this set to the...
Con, torpedo room, tube 4 ready.
Okay, either way, we're almost ready. Now, in a minute, the missile should hit its activation point, in which case it'll go ahead and start actively searching, and there it is. You see it's now aiming for... Ooh. Aiming for the enemy ship. We've got contact, and it is going in the final attack run.
Con, sonar lost contact.
Okay.
Master 4, last bearing 2.
Master 4
5.
is down.
Con, sonar, torpedo in the water, torpedo in the
Oh.
water, bearing 1.
Oh, that was a bit close for comfort. But, as you can see, it's actually following the Moss we fired earlier, despite coming that close. The whole benefit of, well, when it's using its passive sonar, it's listening out for mildest noise. When you've got something that's screaming out noise underwater, even at a relatively close range like this, it will still be a lot louder than us.
Upscope. Raise the ESM mast.
Okay, we're really raising all our masts again, so we can go ahead and get some better target solutions. So we can go ahead and spot Sierra 2 and I believe Sierra 5. Okay. It'll launch another missile.
Shoot 2-4, aye sir.
Yeah, it's another cruise missile in the air. We've already got two torpedoes ready to go ahead and take out the enemy flotilla. We are not taking any chances here. We're going to go ahead and launch everything, then get the hell out of here.
Tube 3 ready.
Okay, it's tube that I've activated, so it's now an active torpedo, aka don't get in front of it because it will go ahead and blow you to pieces. And also activated the first torpedo that we fired.
Lower the radar mast.
Also, you hear that really loud screeching noise? That's the enemy sonar. That right there is active sonar. Proper active sonar. The kind of thing which would...
Shoot 2-3.
has made my blood curdle when I realise how close they can be. Worst case scenario is when you're literally right under an enemy flotilla and then they suddenly do that. It makes you... Well, let's put it this way, it's definitely an occasion for a new pair of pants. Okay, anyway, we've got the other missile and it is locked on to the enemy cruiser and it is down! Okay, so that just leaves the enemy Riga.
Contact breaking up.
Go ahead and reload these missiles, get ready to open fire on the other two contacts that we spotted earlier when we can find them.
Fire control, weapon acquired.
I believe that one of them is a trawler and the other one we still are yet to regain contact on.
Con, fire control, weapon acquired.
Okay, and the enemy's launching torpedoes at us, which obviously we're going to do our best to, well, preferably not get hit by. In the meantime, that enemy Riga does not look long for this world. See that he's trying to do evasive maneuvers by doing a hard turn to port. Well, the nice thing about torpedoes in this game is because one, they're realistic, and two, that means you've got modern technology. It means that number 3, they're RC. Yes, remote control, which means he can move all he wants, but as long as I've got a solid contact in his position, I can see where he is. Which allows me to go ahead and manually control my torpedoes and make sure they go ahead and hit that target every single time. Even if he deploys something like a noisemaker and I've still got a good contact on him, there is no way that we can possibly miss with these torpedoes.
Sonar. Torpedo in the water. Torpedo in the water. Bearing 308.
Another torpedo in the water? Where? Is that it? Oh, Jesus! Oh, We're going to drop a noisemaker and we are going to make hard turns.
3. Con sonar. We are cavitating.
Yes, we know we are cavitating. Come on, hard turn, hard turn.
Con sonar.
Whoa, that was close.
Sierra 2. Last bearing.
Yeah, see, that practically scratched the blade paint off the ship. Okay, although it's looking like
Con fart.
I think Riga is about to be done for.
No longer cavitating.
And yes, we may no longer be cavitating, but we currently have our arse sticking out of the water. This is definitely an occasion to start making our way out of here, preferably sharpish. But once that enemy torpedo has left us, because I don't want to risk it.
Contact on. Make turns for 5 knots. Maneuvering eye. Con maneuvering. Making turns for 5 knots.
Okay. Well, I think we're in the clear. Okay. And, oh, the enemy Riga's being sunk. Okay, that means that there is just 2 other contacts who we'll take care of momentarily. Right now I just want to focus on not getting killed. Just go ahead and pull the ship back so she's nice and level. And there we go. Alright. You see that off in the distance, like splashing? Anyway. Another torpedo in the water. But of course Sierra 2 would have been just, you know, something like a trawler. Okay, either way we have issues, but we will take care of them momentarily. Okay. We're still in the clear though. That we can guarantee on. We're not going to get killed just yet. Ah, this is tense. I do not like it when it gets like this.
Passing 100 feet.
Torpedoes are next to us, currently following the 2 Mosses that we fired off earlier. That's good at least. Still don't have any contact on the other enemy ships. Currently don't know where that Tu-95 is. Don't personally want to find out.
Raise the radar mast.
We're going to raise our ESM and our radar mast so we can get fix on the trawler and maybe Sierra 2. Don't think we're going to be able to at this range, but it's always worth a try. Anyway, after a bit of a while and the Tu-95 time coming back around, I decided it would be a better idea to cut our losses and try and get out of there. Which I'd like to go ahead and take in other 2 enemy ships rather than get sunk in the process. Also, you can see down the bottom right we've got the current condition. As you can see, you've got what is the ambient noise level as well as the current seafloor depth. However, though, especially in deeper conditions, you also get what's known as a thermal layer. Anyway, this thermal layer, generally speaking, will be a layer of temperature difference that leads to, well, sound struggling to go ahead and pass through it, which of course means that essentially, if you're a surface ship and you're sailing along, you may not possibly hear the submarine that will be underneath that thermal layer because of the interference between it. Same goes for submarines that might be at different depths. may not be able to hear the submarine directly above it. Always a nice thing to be able to take advantage of, but sadly because of how shallow it is here and the fact that we are basically just off the coast of Murmansk, it's not really going to have a thermal layer. Having a look around to see if I can see anything. But don't like it. Really don't like it. It's way too high. Also, one of the contacts, Sierra 2, all that time thinking it was a ship, it turned out in the end it was a whale. Yes, even in this game, there are ways of it go ahead and making you have a few hiccups that occasionally make you think, oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. But on the other hand, at least we found out what it was in the end. We're safe. We're not going to go ahead and get attacked by a fourth ship. So, by the way, I'm just going ahead and announcing it for today. And tomorrow, I'm going to finally get around to doing the Noctua D15 review. You can go ahead and see that as it'll be up. Oh, bugger!
Our rudder has been damaged.
Okay, the T-95 decided to go and drop some depth charges. But yes, as I was saying, yes, I'm doing the review on the Noctua D15 that I unboxed last week.
Damage control
Up
party.
tomorrow, which is going to be Friday.
Make turns for 209.
8th of November at 12 o'clock. That's Friday, 8th of November, 12 o'clock. I'll be putting up my Noctua D15 review. And I encourage you all to go ahead and check it out. Because I know for a fact that my last review, the unboxing of that CPU cooler was incredibly, I mean incredibly popular. So
Make turns for
if you do get a chance to check it out, I highly recommend you, because I'm sure that all of you lot will enjoy it. Feel free to ask questions, anything that you may have on your mind about the product itself, and failing that, hey, just go ahead and leave a comment, like, maybe even subscribe. Anyway, back to the game. As you can see, we've got a slight issue with a few ungainly holes inside of us, and the fact that T-95 isn't exactly making life easy for us, constantly putting holes in us.
con.
It's almost hit the seabed.
3.
Several other issues that kind of lead to bigger issues. Not to mention the ship is also badly damaged, in more than just the case of we're flooding. We've also got various control surfaces. What have we got now? Oh, bloody hell, they've nearly destroyed the rudder. Okay, so rudder's damaged, the pumps are damaged, we're flooding. We're currently trying to evade an aircraft that can go a lot faster than we can. And yeah, we're just not having a good time. Although I'm pretty sure that we'll be able to get away anytime now. Because we need to get away at this rate. Catch it popping the top of the conning tower up. Really doing this more than that, I just want to make sure the ship can float, because at depth we just haven't got enough pumping capacity to go ahead and, well, stop the flooding. So we're going to surface for now. Go ahead and get flooding. Okay, maybe not. Jesus, that thing is scary. We're going to try and get the flooding under control. After that, we're going to go ahead and see about getting the hell out of here, so we can finally go ahead and get home, back to Holy Lock, preferably in one condition, and without any lives lost, hopefully. You cannot guarantee it at this point, because things are a bit... Yeah, the XO is currently reporting the fact that there are still weapons too close to us in the water.
Damage control party. Lay into the
Come on, Russians, why can't you just make things with brighter fuel a lot faster?
Damage control parties. Lay into the engine room.
Okay, I was just checking as I thought one of those torpedoes managed to get a lock on us because we were countertaking, but no, we're still fine. Now it's just a matter of actually getting the hell out of here.
Con, knuckle formed.
Anyway, I'll go ahead and cut a long story short. We do get away, and thank you all for watching today's video. I hope you all have a wonderful week. Come back tomorrow for the Noctua D15 review. This is the 117thCon signing off. Have a good one. Thanks for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe.